Just breathe. Just believe. Just breathe.
And that's the line I went over and fucking went down on.
Just believe.
Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so I honked her and then, out of rage, and then she spited me. She like slows down her car to 20 miles an hour for the rest of the way on Greenville, on the road, and fucking, like it was for like a mile or 2 miles that she went that speed, just to spite me. And then when we got to the light to turn on to actually this road, she sped up to match the speed of a truck that was in the other lane so that I couldn't pass. And then I passed her on a median, which was up there, which was quite illegal, but I didn't have time for her shit. So yeah, the drivers here are pretty fucking retarded people. And another incident actually happened to me that same day on the way back with another bug. One of those newer bugs that Oprah Winfrey gave away on one of her shows, I can remember. And, ooh, that sounds nice. But, yeah, I was in my mom's van again, and this chick in a bug, like, starts coming into my lane slightly, like if that was a car there, I was passing here, and they come, like, to the line, and I honked her, and then she comes halfway into my lane before going back into her lane, and as I pass her, she's, like, freaking out, having a panic attack, which I found quite hilarious. But yeah, so the drivers here are pretty retarded, and I don't trust any one of them. But now that I have the rear brake, the bike's a lot more stable under braking, and that combined with engine braking gives me good braking power and a stable bike. These rear view mirrors aren't doing shit for me, I have to adjust them. Oh, I just locked up the rear. Oh, that was sketchy. See, now if I locked up the front, I would have gone down there. But with the rear, I just counter-steered. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about in my vlog is coming from a car society to a bike society, and like all the ramifications of that. And I've been into cars for many, many years now. And I've had some nice cars. My first sports car that I bought was a Mazda RX-8, and that car was wonderful. I could actually compare the RX-8 to this bike, the Sv650, in many ways, given their respective markets and like places, because the RX-8 is sporty, but it's still comfortable. The suspension wasn't stiffly sprung. It still had a nice ride, and it still drove beautifully. And it's the same with this bike. It's a sporty position, like it's a comfortable riding position, but it's still sporty. Like just gives you the best of both worlds, and that's what the RX-8 did too. The steering in the RX-8 was so precise and intuitive. It always told you what it was doing, and it was just a wonder to drive. Like, I would drift that thing all the time. In this weather, I would drift it everywhere. And when you're counter steering in that, the counter steering it's like steering by telepathy. You just think and it does. And they both make great sounds. Like the V-twin on this thing, it's got a mid exhaust, and it just pops and crackles all the time on, here, I'll do it here. And it spits blue flames at night. I'll probably be able to show you a video of that too. Yeah, but the RX-8 was just a wonderful car. And some people say it's underpowered. If you know anything about cars, it's got the rotary 1.3 liter 238 horsepower rotary with a measly 155 pound-feet of torque, which is kind of the downside of it. But that car went, like, I never needed more power. Obviously I wanted it. Sorry if you can't see because of the fog. But that engine was pokey enough that it pulled that car along nicely. And it was a pretty light car, around 3,000 pounds. Which is light nowadays, I guess. But it was just such a well-balanced, a well-rounded package, I'll call it. And I miss that car. Yeah, coming from car culture to bike culture, wasn't a big change. I mean, I'm still in the car community. Like, I go to a bunch of car shows and stuff. Cars and coffee happens in town a lot. Import night, or Ricer night as I like to call it, doesn't really happen too much, but I'd go to that if they still had it. Take my bike. Because both of my cars aren't running right now. I mean, they're the same kind of people in both communities. I guess the muscle group would be represented by the Harley riders, and imports by the imports, obviously, because the domestic import carries over from cars to bikes just the same way. And I think from my experience, even though I'm not on one of the typical crotch rockets with the loud 4 cylinders, I've got a proper V-twin under my ass. The Harley guys are still a bit more cold to the sport bike riders than the muscle guys are to the import drivers, for the most part. And I'm not talking about import drivers that are like racers with their big fucking 18-inch wheels and slamming their car half inch off the fucking ground. Everybody hates those people. Well, I do anyway. I don't hate the people, I just hate their taste. It's pretty shit. But yeah, the Harley riders seem to be a bit more cold to the sport bikes. Don't know why that is exactly. I guess some sort of rivalry, some sort of just pride, basically. I don't know. But it's funny how the same sort of thing happens in both communities to some extent. I always leave my fucking indicator on. It's obviously it doesn't self-cancel, and I always fucking forget it on. I've been learning some wet weather riding techniques to keep the bike as upright as possible. That was a bit sketchy. Alright, after I go to the shop, I'll talk about my experiences being pulled over. Actually, I could talk about it now. Okay, so the first time, actually I think I've only been pulled over once on the bike. Alright, so yeah, I was going down one of the main roads here, and I sort of knew the laws about filtering and lane splitting, but I didn't know if they were enforced here or to what extent that they're enforced here. And I was riding down one of the main roads, and there's a backup of traffic, maybe 15 cars at one of the lights, which wasn't, it was maybe like 10 cars. It wasn't that much. Like, I've lane split or filtered more cars than that, but I just went past like the 10 or 12 cars that were there and went to the front. And And I wasn't riding ridiculously or anything. I was riding like the normal driver would drive. And about 3 miles later, I get pulled over by this fucking, I don't know, Chevy, one of their SUVs that are like more van-like than the Trailblazer. Yeah, one of those pieces of shit that was completely unmarked, except for a fucking light that it had in the, like, the driver mirror thing. You know how you've got the mirror for like checking your makeup and shit, and like blocking you from the sun, the visor, and the lights were in the visor, so as you pulled down the visor you could see the lights. And it fucking, yeah, it was undercover as shit. And he pulled me over like 3 miles later, to give you an idea of how long it took him to catch me up, even though I was riding normally. So yeah, that's the only time I've been pulled over on this bike in a month. There's more incidents where I could have been pulled over, I'm sure, but it didn't happen, fortunately for me. I'll continue this later. No, this is not a spot. I'll just pull it in here. Sorry, just had to run into the shop. Shit. I gotta fuck. I don't gotta fuck. I gotta fuck. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so what I was trying to say earlier is that I got a fucking balaclava. For like cold weather riding and shit. But, as you could not hear, I couldn't fucking talk with it on. So I'd taken it off. I'm gonna take it home and cut out a mouthpiece in it. Oh, fuck that. No, no. Why are you doing this? Oh, okay, it's not on. I started freaking out because it wasn't starting again and I didn't have it fucking ignition on. Go, go, go. Alright, so I haven't died yet, so that's a good thing. This vlog should get out to YouTube. This somewhat uneventful vlog. It probably would have gotten me more viewers if I did crash and die. Well, I did talk about crashes, so I could put that in the title. Brand new motorcycle vlogger talks about crashing and dying. Seems legit. Anyway, the inspiration for this channel, the reason I'm doing this, I've always wanted to record myself driving. Not vlog, well, I guess it would be vlogging, but like just driving without any talking. Because when you're in a car, you don't talk. That's only for when you're on a motorcycle. And you start losing the ability to be sane. You talk a lot to yourself and to a camera and to the fans and viewers that you don't have on YouTube. Time to make noise. I've definitely lost some traction there. If you're a new rider, you do not want me as your role model. I am an awful new rider. As you can see, I am brash, brazen, I'm inconsiderate, and I'm just a douchebag on the road. So you do not want to follow my lead. Oh, this weather is getting worse. But anyway, some of the inspiration for vlogging. Alright, sorry about that. So GoPro just died. Went into Best Buy to meet a friend, get some stuff from my boss, and get it charged a little more. Just enough to finish this vlog, hopefully. So I think what I was saying was, oh yeah, my inspiration for this vlogging channel Like I said, I've always wanted to record myself driving cars, and like drifting videos and stuff, but even then, let me get out of here first. Alright, so yeah, even when I had my cars and stuff and didn't know shit to nothing about motorcycles, I would watch M13's videos, and obviously he's, I think, the biggest vlogger right now, and has been for a while. And he's like heralded as the grandfather of motorcycle vlogging. But yeah, like when I would watch his videos, mainly for entertainment value than the motorcycles, like I realized something probably a year or two ago when I was watching one of his videos. I realized that I didn't even notice when he was riding, like the difference when he was riding his moped versus his ZX, his actual motorcycle. I think it was a ZX 6R, and that's kind of sad. But I wasn't really that into motorcycles so much. I knew stuff about them, and I knew specifications and stuff, but I just wasn't that into them. But yeah, he had something to do, I guess, with my inspiration for starting motorcycle vlogging and riding like a jock. If I ride like a dick, blame it on M13 because he influenced me. It's not my fault, it's M13's. Yeah, other than that, I just hope to put more entertaining videos on the channel. Obviously I want to get some fans, subscribers. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't want people to see the video, but I'm not going to be like a sub whore. Actually, yeah, I will. If anybody wants to advertise, just hit me up and I'll plug your shit for subs. Not really, but yeah, so the whole point of this vlogging and this channel is just to get my shit out there so other people can see it, entertainment value, and because I like to look at my old shit. Like the first videos that I had on that channel, which is the reason why it has 300 something subscribers now, it used to have nearly 500, is because I played RuneScape for a long time when I was littler. I don't know, I played it for many years. Stopped playing when I was like 16 or, yeah, 16 I think. But I made these videos and I had them on the channel, and I've got them on private now. So I've still got the videos, but I liked looking back at the videos and watching them and watching my editing, because my editing was pretty balling even though I was only using Windows Movie Maker. And then I got Sony Vegas for a bit, and that was some pretty hardcore shit. Always cops down here. And the next video should be a lot more entertaining. So stay tuned. We could run away, oh, but they would hunt us down.
vacuum of air. Seek to accuse